I'm Sabina Valpris.
And I'm Elena V. Sokolova.
And we are TriTech!
Oh, okay. My name is Elena. I'm the co-founder of TriTech, and I'm from Moscow/Canada. Mostly Moscow, but yeah.
And I'm Sabine. I'm the other half of TriTech, and I'm from Germany with the Romanian roots.
You.
Yeah.
Or I mean,
Okay.
I could do it, but.
TriTech is the online marketplace where you can rent the latest and coolest technology, such as cameras, drones, virtual reality gear, or on the other side, you can just lend your stuff. Like, you know, these things that sit on your shelf, just lend it. Like your cameras, you can make money by lending them, and everything is insured for you. Just do it. TriTech.com. So actually everything started when I wanted to buy a professional camera. So I wanted to take some decent pictures, and I thought my phone is not good enough for that. And then though I realized how difficult it was to really experience like a decent camera, any kind of gadget before making an investment. So because I didn't know what kind of camera, which body, which lens, I didn't have the knowledge. So I read a lot of reviews and I looked at videos and I read blogs. So I spent basically a month only reading about the camera and the potential cameras I could get. And then I went into different stores and I was like, could I really quickly just like take it out in the sunlight and take some pictures to compare the cameras? And they have been like, no. And I'm like, but how should I compare it then? So I actually managed to get them to put some pictures I took in the store, in the light from the store. I made them put the pictures on the PC, and there I could compare a bit, but I thought like, there must be a better way.
We were together and we just became friends in our master's degree, and then we start working on a group project together. And because a part of our master's degree was the whole innovation course, we had to work on a business idea and work around that and do some market research around that. So we used so Sabine already had her whole concept for the camera rental marketplace, so that's something that we used as a basis and started working more and more on that together. And then we decided, well, Sabina, I think, I mean, don't want to speak for you, but I think you always knew that that's what you wanted to do full time.
Yeah.
And then Sabina asked me to do it with her, and that's something that really resonated with me. So so as soon as we graduated, we incorporated it and went on from there. Well, actually, first of all, I grew up in Canada, actually. So therefore, I was thinking in English since I was 4. And even though my family is Russian, I've been to international school. So they basically prepared us to go to university either in the UK or Canada or the States. And the UK was in Europe and closer to my family. So it kind of was just like a natural progression. I only looked at universities within the UK. And so I arrived here, I think it's maybe 8 years ago now. So I first arrived in the UK then to study.
Basically, I did my undergraduate in Munich, Germany, and that was in business. And that was already because I knew that I want to do my own things, my own projects, my own startups. And then after my bachelor's, I thought, what do I want to do? And then I was like, okay, I really want to start out a startup, like a company. But I wasn't quite ready for it in a way. So rather than just starting something, because I didn't also have the idea I wanted to pursue. So then I thought I wanted to do a master's degree in entrepreneurship, and then I searched everywhere in Germany, but not really there. I mean, they're slowly coming up with it, but then I looked into the UK, and then I found like in London there are some great schools for that, and then I found Cass Business School, and that was the perfect thing because I also read the outline already, and they were like, yeah, and then you work on your own projects, on your own ideas, and I was like, this is great. Oh wow. I know that it's improving a lot, but I think it's like, I would say 80% male, something like that. But I also think, like, I don't let this thought of, oh my god, we are women or whatsoever, come across, because I think it's all a mindset in a way. And if you let it in a way approach you, it's not very beneficial. So rather, if you feel some weird things, then be even more confident and try other things. And there, like, it has downsides, I guess, but then there are also a lot of like many advantages. Like, there are funds specifically for females, or like you get so much support because you're female. So I think the time is very slowly though, but it's changing, hopefully.
And
one thing I didn't realize is about the learning about that I had to go through to kind of better myself and better my ways of working and the ways of thinking, because the business depends for you to do that and for you to change very, very quickly, because that's the only way you can move forward. And my example for that is that I came from a place where I was like, okay, we're at point A, we need to get to point B, and these are all the exact steps of how we need to do that, and that's how we're going to complete it. And that is the way I learned how to do anything. But then you can't always have that in a startup. So you don't always know how you're going to achieve, like, get yourself to point B. So I had to kind of learn really quickly to kind of embrace that, to go into the unknown and try different options as well. So that, for example, was my own personal learning and how I had to, but I had to do that very, very quickly. It wasn't like, oh, maybe next year I'll acquire it. No, I had to change that now and had to go into that very quickly, because that's how the business depends on it as well.
Do you have something on your mind?
Well, on my mind is the weather in the summers specifically. Russia is known for being cold, but we have our season, so it's a constant, nice, really warm weather outside in the summer, and it properly feels like summer. Some UK summers just feel like sometimes the UK feels like spring in Russia all year round, which is nice as well, but it's the summers that I miss.
I think I don't miss a lot apart from my family and German friends, but maybe some really good German food like Spätzle with a nice schnitzel. That's it. I would have done better. Well, like searching a flat is definitely a hustle. So it's good to know people, it's good to know Zoopla, things like that, or Gumtree. So it's just about like how to get around, I think, in London. Like, this would have been quite useful, but you learn it otherwise. And then, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I studied, when I entered the UK, I started studying in Leicester. So that's where I lived for 4 years. I think one good thing to be aware of as a young person entering the UK is, I mean, it's different in different countries, but the UK is really great for having, for supporting not only startups, as I mentioned, but students as well. And there's a lot of help on a range of anything, as long as you look for it, and as long as you ask for it. So if you're 18 years old and moving away from home for the first time and arriving in the UK, in a country where maybe it's not built as student friendly, if you ever need tutoring or counseling or some form of buddy system or extra help on your course, or if you ever want advice in starting your business, chances are your university itself can help you with that. You just need to look for it. So just knowing that all of these options are available would actually probably help, because that's likely not to be in every single country apart from the UK. So that's a good thing to know.